You are listening to One Happy Podcast, episode 110. Bon dia, and welcome to One Happy Podcast, the officially unofficial podcast of the island of Aruba. As always, I'm your host, Curtis Robinson. Messed that up.
I know, I was waiting for AKA Aruba Curt.
Okay, let me start that part over. Bon dia, and welcome to One Happy Podcast, the officially unofficial podcast of the island of Aruba. As always, I'm your host, Curtis Robinson, a.k.a. Aruba Curt.
And I'm Maggie.
And that's Maggie, and we're here for part 4 of our February/March 2018 Aruba vacation recap. So, Maggie, you ready to kick this thing off?
Ready to end it.
Well, we're not going to end it because we still have a little bit of time left.
A little bit of time left.
So this one, when we last left you, that was Wednesday night.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that's what the recap encompassed up through Wednesday, which was when our car got towed. So this one's going to take you Thursday through Saturday, and it's actually Sunday when we're recording this, but we'll finish out the last 2 days, later on. Okay. So right now we're going to go Thursday through Saturday, and after Wednesday, which started out with like the highest of highs and kind of hit a low somewhere in the middle, and then we tried to regroup. We needed a fresh start Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
We needed Thursday.
Wednesday was hump day.
It truly was, because it was literally the middle of our vacation.
But we picked it back up on Thursday, and we had a great day.
Definitely. We started out early. We went to Eagle Beach because that is, when we need a great beach day, that's probably our go-to spot.
Mm-hmm.
We always go to the same place across from the Eagle Beach food truck.
Mm-hmm.
Which
we did not have any of that this trip.
We didn't, because we OD'd on it so much in the past that I just really wasn't craving it this time.
No, I was okay without it. I craved my chicken wraps from
from Pickles.
Pickles, yeah.
Yeah, Pickles turned into our go-to lunch spot for this trip. It wasn't too far from Eagle Beach, and when we needed to return home to resupply, we just swing past Pickles, swing past the place, and then go back to Eagle Beach.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Eagle, that was a long day.
That was a really long day.
We got there early, and we stayed until after sunset.
We got there about 9:30 in the morning, and we stayed until it was close to 7:30 before we got off the beach.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's my kind of beach day.
Yeah, that's the best beach day that I can imagine.
Yeah, and honestly, the conditions were just so perfect.
Mm-hmm. It was a beautiful day, beautiful water.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we did leave the beach for about an hour when we went to pick up lunch and stopped past the house and had a little bit to drink.
Yeah, picked up some beers.
Yeah.
Oh, how about the commute back to the house? So the plan was, midway through the day, we would just run over to Pickles, put in our order, go past the house, and come back.
Right.
Pick up our order, be back at the beach in no time flat, right?
Yep.
Solid plan.
That's how it worked.
Yeah, it was. That's how it should have worked. We went to Pickles, we put in our order, we left, and as we were going through back up to Palm Beach area, everything was fine. We saw they were putting out some barriers or whatever, but no big deal.
Yeah.
So we get to the house, we pick up our stuff. We're coming back to pick up our food from Pickles, and then all of a sudden,
the road was blocked off.
Yeah, everything was blocked off.
And everything was detoured to the road that runs along Palm and Eagle Beach. Everything was detoured to there.
Yeah, which just caused gridlock.
Yeah. So it took us quite a while to get back to Pickles.
Ride that should have taken us, 8 minutes?
Yes.
Ended up taking, 20?
Yeah, 20 minutes or so.
Yep.
Was it was bad, but it wasn't too bad.
No, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
But it was still unexpected, especially because it was just clear sailing on our way through the first time. A little bit of a surprise. But we picked up our food at Pickles, and those people there, they're pretty cool people. They're it's a local place, and they're so nice.
Once again, we got over that little hurdle. We had our beer on the beach, and we stayed till long after sunset. Yeah. We watched the moon rise.
Yes, that was cool, too.
That was really neat. You're looking out over the ocean 1 minute, and then you're looking back over the hotels, and the moon's coming up.
Nice big full moon.
Sorry. Okay.
Cut that part out. Yeah, nice big full moon. Yeah, no, it was the perfect day.
Then when we were packing up to leave, I was like, oh, my God, look at all the car lights along Eagle Beach road there. It was just headlights for as far as you could see.
Yeah.
So what would take us approximately 10 minutes to get back to the house took us at least a half hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, luckily they postponed that work until Monday, which we'll be leaving Monday, so we have to be
careful that we don't get stuck in any of that.
Yeah, we got to build in some extra time to make sure we don't miss our flight.
Right.
But, after that, it was, 7:30 when we left. We got back to the house at 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
We hung out for a while, just, hanging out, chilling, and getting ready for dinner. It was going to be a late dinner.
Yeah, we couldn't really make up our mind where we wanted to go.
Well, originally we were going to go to the comedy show.
That's right.
But we ended up changing.
So our night changed.
Sunday instead. So we had to scramble for a place to eat. And since Kaylin's was so good the first time we went there, figured we'd just go back there again. We knew they served late. We were in the mood to throw a couple back. Figured that was as good a place as any.
Yeah, bought a bottle of wine while we were there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a bottle of wine was pretty terrible.
But the food was really good.
The food was great, yeah.
We had some kind of enchiladas.
Yeah, green enchiladas.
With the green sauce. That was delish.
We went for the nachos again because they are also fantastic. And the people there are pretty cool. I like the wait staff. They have a lot of fun there.
Yeah, they do.
So Kaylin's is definitely on my list for places to fall back on. I don't think I would build it into my restaurant list.
Right.
But it's a nice place that, hey, if something falls through,
head
on over to Kaylin's. You know what you're
And
gonna
they
get.
also serve so late. That's just the perfect part about them.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I would work it in as a dinner, but for a late night, stop off.
Yeah.
That would be a good place.
That's actually perfect for after a comedy show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was it. I mean, we were in Kaylin's until pretty late. We probably didn't get to bed until 2 o'clock that night, which is fine by me because I'm a night out anyway.
Except for when we're in Aruba for some reason.
Yeah, I do go to sleep. I go to sleep.
I guess it's just all the beach time that we put in. Gets you pretty tired.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely stay up later at home than I do in Aruba. And I also think I drink less in Aruba than I do at home.
Yeah, me too.
It's crazy how that works because we know so many people that say they don't drink anywhere but Aruba.
Right.
Which I'm skeptical about that, but that's a whole other story. Friday morning we got up pretty early, especially considering how late we went to sleep. And it was going to be Palm Beach all day for that day.
Oh, yeah. That was a nice day, too.
Yeah. Except for that the waves were pretty rough at Palm.
The water at Palm that day, I've never experienced that before. First of all, there were waves.
Yeah, I mean,
never see waves
not
on
ripples,
Palm.
but actual waves.
Waves, yeah. We watched one guy literally get swept off his feet.
Yeah, and he wasn't a small guy either.
No, he wasn't. Just caught him at the ankles and took him right off his feet.
Yeah, I saw several people. I saw several people get knocked off their feet that day.
And I know I had mentioned earlier in the week, all the seagrass that's underneath at Palm. You really need a floaty right now, anyway.
Yeah, we took our Papasons.
Yeah, because then you can just kind of get out there and not feel the ground beneath your feet.
Yeah, because that stuff can feel kind of gross sometimes.
Yeah.
You get the seagrass wrapping around your toes.
Right.
Nobody likes that.
No, so, yeah. For now, when you're in Palm, get yourself a floaty and enjoy the water.
Yeah, we, at Palm, we ate lunch there at a couple new places that we tried.
Yeah.
So I went to the Greek place that's up by Eduardo's and Scott Sprat's. Don't know the name of it. That was just all right for me. I got a chicken gyro, and I'm mispronouncing that, but that's how I say it. City boy from Pittsburgh. So I got chicken gyro. That was the tzatziki sauce. Wasn't as flavorful as I like.
No.
Actually, just the entire thing wasn't as flavorful as I like.
But they did have really quick service.
It was really quick. So that's a plus.
Yeah. So I went to the bread basket.
Yes, which was our first time going there.
Yeah, and on their billboard it did say best coffee on the island. And I don't drink a lot of coffee anymore. I certainly don't drink coffee on the beach. But I told them, I said, I want a cup of coffee because I want to taste the best cup of coffee on the island. It was really good. I really like their coffee. In my opinion, it's the best coffee on the island. But I haven't had very many, so, I can't really say for sure.
So next trip, you might have to put that to the test.
I could. That would be exciting. And I had a burger basket. Burger was okay.
I didn't like it.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it was overly seasoned.
Yeah. Burgers can stand on their own. They don't need a lot of seasoning.
Yeah, just salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Really, you don't have to get fancy with a burger.
Yeah. So anyway, you live, you learn.
It was good. It wasn't.
I want to try their breakfast.
It wasn't
sometime.
bad.
Their breakfast things looked really good.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, so I wouldn't mind. Maybe tomorrow we'll do that.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Possibly. The highlight, of that day. Well, we stayed up home pretty late that day, but the highlight of that entire 24-hour period was our dinner at Delicious with Ann.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you tell that one.
Well, so Delicious is a new place over where Diana's Pancakes used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Over by the windmill in Palm. So Delicious is ran by the daughter of the family from Papiamento.
Mm-hmm.
Annalette Ellis is her name, and she's she's a really accomplished chef. She won all sorts of competitions in her youth. She's one of the best pastry chefs on the island. She studied over in Holland at the Cooking Institute over there. So, she's a legitimate genius in the kitchen, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
When we got to Delicious, it's a small place.
Yeah.
You all know.
I think we counted maybe 30.
Right. And honestly, they were probably overwhelmed that day. They weren't expecting nearly that many people. I think a group of 12 just showed up out of the blue because we had made reservations, and I think a couple others did too. But they just came out of nowhere, and they had just started serving dinner that week.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally a new restaurant. They didn't even have a menu.
Yeah, I wonder if she'll even have a menu at all.
Who knows? So the way it worked for us is, we were seated, and she just came over to the table and she asked, what we prefer. Do we eat meat, seafood, vegan, whatever? And two of us said that we'll eat pretty much anything. So she was going to make us meat and seafood dishes. And Maggie is picky about, the types of meat that she has.
Mm-hmm.
So she went with a vegan dish.
Mm-hmm.
So first she brought out the apps, and ours was a seared tuna on a bed of greens, with some sort of drizzle on it. It was really good. I'm not really a seared tuna guy, but I like that. I wouldn't have ordered it if it was on the menu, but I'm glad she brought it out to me. And yours was just straight up vegan, lentils and plantains and things like that. I don't know the ins and outs of everything that was on your plate.
No.
I tasted it, though. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And then for the mains, once again, me and Ann, we got the same things. We got a dish that had a tenderloin, salmon, and shrimp, with a sauce on it. And you had, what was yours?
It was rice with vegetables and a sauce.
Yeah. Once again, it was vegan. It was very pretty.
Yes, it was. Everything was plated beautifully.
Yeah.
And I don't have a whole lot to say about my dinner, not because I disliked it. It just wasn't me. But I'm a really picky eater, and I make it pretty difficult for somebody who's just going to whip something up to impress.
Trust me, I know. I'm forced to do that all the time.
You always impress me, Curdy.
Well, yeah, I'm a beast in the kitchen. But no, honestly, I ate, I tasted everything that you had, and being a more adventurous eater, I tend to judge things just on the merit of the dish itself, not whether or not it's, necessarily for me. I appreciate, the craftsmanship that goes into and the flavors that are put together. And for me, everything was top notch. That was honestly probably one of the better meals I've ever had on this island. It's just
dessert. You want to mention dessert?
Yeah, dessert. Dessert was when it came out, it looked like it was Neapolitan ice cream. So once again, me and Ann, we had the same thing, and yours was a Dutch apple pie, vegan, gluten-free. Had apples and raisins. And, it was once again a really great presentation. I tasted it. I enjoyed it. You decided that you wanted to switch actually with Ann.
Yeah. So I had what appeared to be the Neapolitan ice cream. But once I started tasting it, I realized it wasn't ice cream at all.
Right.
The bottom, the chocolate part, I knew was some sort of cake. The strawberry portion of it, I wasn't sure what that was.
Mm-hmm.
And then the top was more like a whipped. The white was whipped.
Right.
But she described it all, and, we'll butcher the whole explanation.
Right.
But I do know that the chocolate cake part was made with sweet potatoes. And that's what gives it the moist consistency.
Mm-hmm.
I never would have imagined. It was delicious.
Yeah.
The center part, the cheesecake part, was made with beets,
right,
which are used for the sugar.
Yeah. And
so,
if you
if you had told me I was eating beets, I would have been like, ugh, yuck. But this was dessert. It was really
phenomenal.
good. Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what the white was.
No, I can't remember what the white was either.
But it was all very good. And Anne loved your original
the pie.
Yeah.
Or the cake.
Yeah. And so that worked out because she actually liked yours better than what she had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny because when they came out with the 2 plates first,
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Oh, I'm getting a different dessert too."
Mm-hmm.
So it was definitely interesting.
Well, honestly, the food was great, but what was even better for me was when she was able to finally come out. Because, they were slammed with people.
Right.
There was one waiter and her plus a sous chef.
Mm-hmm.
And, when the place seats like 30 people and 12 show up unexpectedly, that's pretty much the definition of getting slammed.
Right.
But at the end of the night, she was able to come out, and she explained to us what everything was, and
that was the best part.
That was
like just finding out what was in and how everything was made.
Well, the ability to witness the love and the passion that she has for her food, that's what really stood out to me. I was hanging on every word that she said.
Right. Yeah. So was I.
Yeah, it was a great experience. I want to do a podcast with her. I think that could be really interesting because she just absolutely loves food.
Yeah, it comes across in how she talks about
Exactly. That was a special
experience. That'll be a good podcast.
Yeah, the only thing I hate is that the more popular it gets, the harder it's going to be to get in there.
Yeah, it's going to probably get pretty tough to get in there.
Mm-hmm. So if you have the opportunity to try Delicious now,
before it gets too busy,
then you might want to jump on that because there's going to be a point where you're going to have to make reservations probably months in advance.
Mm-hmm.
It's also open for lunches, which would be something that I wouldn't mind trying
mm-hmm.
because for that you can get takeaway.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a good opportunity to be able to try it without having to worry about getting a reservation.
Right.
And also the conversation with Anne that night was always good.
Mm-hmm.
One of our favorite
Over a couple bottles of wine.
Couple bottles of wine, yeah.
She's definitely someone we always look forward to talking with and getting together with. And usually we only get together once. Next time we promised we'll get together more than once, and we're going to do a brunch.
Yes, that should be cool because she wants to show us her favorite brunch place on the island.
Mm-hmm.
So we closed the place down, hung out in the parking lot a little bit after that talking.
Mm-hmm.
Then we came back and went to sleep a little bit early.
No, we didn't.
Oh, we didn't?
We talked and talked and talked that night.
Yeah, we recapped the darn night.
Yeah, because we just had such a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about 2 o'clock or so before we
I
called it a night.
I guess it just seemed early since we came home so early.
Yeah.
And once again, we still woke up pretty early.
Mm-hmm. So what did we do on Saturday?
Arashi. We went up to Arashi.
Oh, my God. That's water of the whole vacation.
It was absolutely... Now, hold on. Let me just... The weather thing that everyone talked about.
Yeah, before we came.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if it was that there was a lot of rain happening or if it was just a lot by Aruban standards or if people just need attention and like to blow things out of proportion. I really don't know what the scenario was.
Mm-hmm.
But from this trip, I couldn't tell that the weather was any different than any other year in Aruba.
No.
Every day was absolutely gorgeous.
We've had other trips where we had
more rain
than this.
Yeah.
We literally had drizzle Saturday evening when we were on the beach for maybe 5 minutes, and that was it. Now, it might, like I think I said before, it rained overnight.
And I don't even count that.
But
that happens all the time.
was at the beginning of the week.
And that happens all the time anyway.
Yeah.
So
I haven't heard any rain the last few nights at all.
Honestly, when it comes to rain for me, if it's not happening during the parts of the day where normal people would be out and about, then I don't really count it.
Yeah, no.
So if you're talking about, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
Not as far as I'm concerned. Because, you shouldn't be out at 4 o'clock in the morning anyway waiting for your palapa.
if it was here, it left. And as of Saturday, the 25th or whatever it was when we arrived, it's been gorgeous weather down here.
Absolutely gorgeous. But that day out of Rashi was one of the best beach days that I've ever experienced.
The water was perfect.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And it always happens on a day like that where you make a plan. And you have to leave. And it's like, I don't want to leave. This is too nice. I can't leave the water. But we had to wrap it up. And it was for a good reason. And we had a good time.
Right. But hold on. Before that, the coolest part of that Arashi day was Full Throttle Tours coming past.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So we're out in the water. It's like 1:45. I think it was 1:45. And you said they should be coming past soon. I'm like, well, if they have a tour, I guess they'd be coming through, at some point today.
Yeah, and then you were like, wait a minute, is that them?
Right. Let's see this boat
literally in the middle of the conversation we were having.
Like, hold on, that looks like them. And then as they get a little bit closer, we just start waving. And then I see Bumpy smiling. And that's when I realized that it was them.
Yeah.
So then they go past us, but they circle back around.
Right.
And
then they came back over to talk to us. That was cool.
Yeah, and Maddie and Bumpy were on there. They had a couple of passengers. They stopped past for a couple seconds to say hi.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. That was my favorite part of that beautiful Arashi Beach day. That we had to wrap up way too early because we were going to go meet David and Brenda Cohen, who I interviewed on a previous podcast. They were the couple that bought the house in Piedra Plata on House Hunters International a couple of years ago. Yeah, so we were able to visit them at that house. We had a couple drinks, heard some good stories, and had a good time, honestly. Yeah.
Met a friend of theirs, Paul.
Paul the photographer.
Yeah, Paul the photographer. He did their wedding.
Right.
And he's a good friend of theirs now. And the man can talk, and he knows a lot about Aruba.
He knows everything about Aruba.
And he's really fun to listen to.
Yes.
He's a good talker.
Yes. So
because some people talk, and you just,
Right.
You just want to shut him down. Paul's not one of those people. You hang on what he has to say.
We probably hung a little bit too long.
Yeah, we did.
Because we had plans later that night. But Paul, I want to get on a podcast one of these days. I think I might want to do that one in person, like we did Ann's.
Yeah,
I think I might want to do that one in person. Yeah, we hung out a little bit too long because he was so interesting. We were supposed to be going to the comedy show once again that night, and we were going to stop in at Alfie's for dinner. But because we stayed too late, we ended up having to do basically like a drive-by.
Yeah.
Just call in the order, pick it up.
Yeah.
Give
them all was perfect, though.
Yeah, give them all a couple of hugs.
She had it there ready to go as soon as we walked in the door.
Yeah. No, I absolutely love Alfie's. I wish we could have hung out there, but it was just time wasn't permitting.
Yeah.
So we scooped everything up.
Picked up our food. It was delicious as usual.
Yeah, headed on home. Got cleaned up for the comedy show, which, as always, delivered.
Another great show.
Yes.
We were kind of tired. We didn't stick around too long last night.
No, we didn't. So this show was jam packed.
Right.
Like it had to be a sold out show.
Yeah. Definitely.
So that was Saturday. And he said Sundays was also already sold out as well.
Already sold out,
So, I mean, these Aruba ratios, they do sell out. So
yeah.
If you want to go to one, make sure you get your tickets as soon as
I'd say order it
in
online. As soon as you know what day you want to go, order it. And or you're going to miss it.
Yep. There's a good chance. People were waitlisted, and I'm not sure if they got in or not. But yeah, they definitely delivered. I wasn't sure what to expect because there were 2 comedians that we hadn't seen before, but they were all once again funny. So this show had 4 comedians. The previous one we saw had 5, but even that's. But the norm is 3 comedians. So I mean, it was more than what we could expect, and the crowd was entertaining that night.
Yes, they were.
There was a guy in that crowd named Bean. And Bean became part of the show. Bean had a couple of too many to drink.
Or at least that's how it seemed.
Yeah, Bean.
Although he was drinking water at the show.
He was. He drank about 3 bottles of water at the show. His wife probably made him. Bean, what was it? Not the Lima, not the Pinto, but the Bean.
Lordy.
Yes, interesting character. The show ran long, partly because of Bean.
Yeah.
Because he became so integrated into the show.
Yeah.
I meant to ask Ray about that. I got to ask him about that at some point.
I'm sure they deal with that a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure. I couldn't. But after the show, we hung out in the casino for a while. Wasn't really feeling it though.
Nah. For a Saturday night.
Oh man, the music was killing me.
Yeah, it just.
Like we were there on a Monday. And, Monday was nice.
Everybody was up dancing. Everybody was having a good time. They were playing a big range of music Monday night.
Yeah. They're playing Sade on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Which I like Sade, don't get me wrong. But Sade doesn't really make
Saturday
me
night, at the casino lounge. No, you got to do a little bit better than that. We did stay till midnight.
Yeah. Since we paid for the open bar.
Yeah.
As well. But then Gelato started calling
our name. Yes. So we were like,
well, actually, we were going to go to Gelatissimo.
Yes, because they're open till
1
a.m. Yeah.
So we'll probably be seeing them tonight.
So we're like, well, let's, stop by at the little ladies' room.
Mm-hmm.
And we're walking down. We're like, oh, my God, Gelato's open.
So, hey, what time are you
So
open
we were headed to the bathroom, and he's like, wait. Let's find out what time they close, just in case they were going to close, before we got back from the bathroom.
Right.
But they were open for a while longer, too. So we went there and got gelato last night. But Anne had told us that Gelatissimo is very good.
Yeah.
It's her favorite.
So we have to try that out.
Yeah. If we can, we'll try and fit that in tonight and see how that tastes.
Mm-hmm. And then after the ice cream, we needed pizza because...
It
was late night and
we were still hungry and sounded like a good idea.
Sure
and
did.
It was actually. I like Tomato Charlie's pizza. That's the first time I ever had
it. Charlie's, which is in their new location over by the Sandbar at Brickell Bay, back in that corner that I think Wanchi's used to be, somewhere around there.
Back there.
Yeah, back there. We stopped back there. I'd never had Tomato Charlie's before. It was one of the few pizzas on the island that was. Like a big name that I hadn't had. It's not bad. It's not phenomenal by U.S. standards.
Right.
But by Aruba standards, it was pretty decent pizza.
You know what? It reminded me a lot of the flavor of Boardwalk pizza.
I can see
which, brings back memories for me because I always spent my summers at the Jersey Shore. So I personally liked it. Not my top on the island either, but I did like it.
Right. Yeah. No, I would.
So we came back, scarfed that down.
Yeah. Well, we ate a half pizza. Yeah.
And I crashed.
Yeah, that was it. That was all she wrote, which was, we had ideas of getting up early the next day to watch the sunrise.
Oh, yeah, we were getting up today. That's right. We were supposed to get up at, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Something like that. But we knew when we went to bed that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Both of us started to feel a little bit under the weather, honestly. Yeah. Like right now, I got a heck of a sore
yesterday
throat.
It started for me. Remember, I kept saying something's making me cough. I felt like I was having an allergic reaction.
Yeah, you've been coughing this whole podcast.
Yeah. But you said your throat was a little scratchy, and then we both woke up this morning definitely not feeling ourselves.
Yeah.
So hopefully we don't go home with the flu.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
But I think I'd rather have the flu at home than have the flu on vacation. Because this was a great vacation.
I said that today. I was like, you know what? Being sick feels the same in Aruba as it does back home. It sucks. And you don't want to have that sucky feeling in Aruba. So go away and come back when I get back to Delaware.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't that bad for me. I was on the beach today, and that was... if I'm going to have the flu, I'd rather be on the beach staring up at the beautiful Aruba sky than... what they're dealing with at home right now, which is people without power until one of my friends is going to be without power until Wednesday.
Let's hope our house is okay.
Well, they live further up in PA, so. Anyway, I guess we ran through.
I got to go.
Yeah, we ran through everything from Thursday through Saturday, and then the next one we'll do Sunday and our trip home Monday, which sucks. But we covered everything. Make sure you check out the show notes at onehappypodcast.com/EP110. Onehappypodcast.com is the flagship for all things podcast related, so please do check it out. That's pretty much it for now. So what do you say, Maggie?
I say hit the music. I got to go.